Miyachi can be confusing to understand, but we have prepared a 7 steps to success guide to avoid any confusion. First, one must choose the right Miyachi. It cannot choose its master. It must have the right feel and fit its owner. Second, one must have the correct add-ons for the Miyachi. These are little bands that tighten the grip that one has with the Miyachi. These are the Miyachi's security blanket and ensure that the Miyachi These are the Miyachi's security blanket and ensure that the Miyachi will not be dropped or let down.
Third, one must learn the basics of Miyachi. One must put their entire body into a successful round of Miyachi. Being able to incorporate the various body parts and mold it to fit the needs of the Miyachi is
Miyachier. It's funny that a game that Josh loves so much seems to mirror his USY experience almost entirely. Just like the owner must choose the right Miyachi, USY must choose the right president. We all elected Josh to lead us because he has the right fit and feel for this organization.
The add-ons that tighten the grip on the Miyachi are similar to how Josh does not let us down. His strong leadership skills are our security blanket because we know he will never drop or fail us. Josh has transformed as a leader over time, from a spiky-haired Kademanik to our international president. Each step in his USY experience has helped him learn more and more about how to excite and inspire USYers to get involved. Miyachi playing involves learning the basics, and Josh has not only learned the basics of USY, but he has perfected and honed his USY leadership skills to bring this organization to new heights.
The Miyachi players must exert the effort in order to succeed in the game. We have all watched Josh work tirelessly to improve this organization. His dedication has inspired us all to work harder. As far as the last step, sharing, his favorite phrase encapsulates this rule perfectly. Get excited, get inspired, get involved. As we have all heard throughout the year, is all about sharing the amazing experience of this organization with others. Not only has he shared his incredible work ethic and passion with us, but he has with all of you as well. Josh, we could go on forever about your accomplishments and how you have impacted this organization, but no one can attest to your success as much as the friends, colleagues, and USYers that you have affected.
Special for this position is my constant energy and excitement. I want to work with, not above my board members, to form a cohesive, powerful, and dynamic youth group. My vision for the international presidency is to be an approachable USYer, inspiring others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more.
You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger in your light. Cooler than the flip side of my pillow. That's right.
If I could describe Josh in one word, I'd say he's passionate.
Driven. Caring.
Phenomenal.
Smiley.
If I had to describe Joshua Ull in one word, that one word would be sincere.
Beautiful.
In one word, Josh Ull could be described as dedicated.
Josh is determined.
Be devoted.
Compassionate. Priceless. Charismatic.
If I could describe Josh Ull in one word, it would be committed.
If I could describe Josh Ull in one word, it would be Minch.
Influential.
Awesome. Hilarious.
I'd probably say super duper wacky awesome. With no spaces.
If you could describe Josh Ull in one word, what would it be? A friend.
I could describe Josh's impact on USY, it would be membership.
Josh Ull has left USY better than he found it.
It's incredible.
Josh Ull's impact on USY in one word would definitely be irreplaceable.
Life-changing.
If I could describe his impact on USY in one word, I'd say it's immeasurable.
Motivation.
Josh's impact on USY in one word, what would it be? That would be also hilarious, yeah.
Remarkable. It would be inspirational.
It would be inspirational.
Been uplifting.
Everlasting.
Lasting.
Everlasting.
Everlasting.
Josh Ull has made me excited about USY.
Josh Ull has made me excited about USY.
Josh Ull is an inspiration to USY.
Josh Ull is an inspiration for USY.
It's ensured people will always be involved in USY.
He's the real deal. He's one of a kind.
Buzz like a bee. Just the thought of you can drive me wild. You make me smile like the sun, fall out of bed.
Please join us as we proudly introduce your 2012 International President, Joshua Ull.
You make me dance like a fool, forget how to breathe. Shine like gold, buzz like a bee. Just the thought of you can drive me wild. Oh, you make me smile.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. I didn't think he could make me cry. All right. All right. Oh, now I have the sniffles. So excuse that for the next 10 minutes. Hope, miracles, believe. 3 words that get me thinking. 3 powerful words that make me wonder. 3 extremely special words that make me question, why does Judaism matter? Take a second and think to yourselves. Why does Judaism matter? Although we share a common religion, each of us comes from different backgrounds, lifestyles, and upbringings. Thus, no 2 answers are necessarily the same. Personally, there's something about our religion that makes me feel a certain way. I can't find this feeling anywhere else. It is unique, distinct, and most of all, holy. Tonight is one of celebration, acknowledgement, and reflection. Together, let's discover how this organization can mean so much to so many people. For those who don't believe, support, or understand our importance in the conservative movement, I ask for your undivided attention. I want you to hear and feel the explosive impact that United Synagogue Youth is leaving on the world and its members. I would like to begin with a story. On a typical Friday evening in Jerusalem, a group of students made their way through the streets. The fall season brought in a cool breeze as the golden sun began to set. Anxious Jews rustled like leaves in the road as they crossed paths heading to synagogue. All the buses had stopped running, and foot traffic became extremely crowded on all the major sidewalks. The smell of roast chicken filled the air as the warmth of Shabbos candles consumed thousands of homes. As they approached their minyan, they could hear the nigunim pouring from the Beit Knesset. Entering the unfamiliar chapel, they were greeted by the Shaliach Sibor, the leader, who gave them genuine handshakes and a robust Shabbat Shalom. Used to the elaborate and intricate synagogues throughout the city, its bare white walls, minimal seating, and, quite frankly, the awkward layout came as a disappointing surprise. Before the service began, an elderly man rose from his seat and asked for everyone's attention. Proudly displaying veteran pins and speaking in a quirky English accent, he acknowledged the importance of the night. No one realized it was the anniversary of Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht was the night of broken glass, when Nazis attacked, pillaged, and burned Jewish synagogues, stores, and homes. His quivering voice pleaded that they never forget those atrocities that he had to live through, and that they pray that night with more fervor than ever before. With heavy hearts and a strong desire, the men began Kabbalat Shabbat. Instantly, the barren room filled with sweet music, ruach, and passion evoked through prayer. Strangers, young and old, joined in song while dancing to the upbeat Karlebach tunes that most of us use each week. They rejoiced in the continued existence of the Jewish people and created a kihila out of nothing. Their desire to keep tradition alive and willingness to rejoice in the beauty of Shabbat splashed those mundane walls with elaborate colors. But still I question, why does Judaism matter? It's hard to imagine how fast the past 12 months have gone. When I delivered my speech at elections last year, I promised that this would be a year of inspiration. I wanted to do everything in my power to inspire you to become the best you could be. Well, it went quite the opposite. You, USY, have inspired me. Over the past year, I had the extraordinary opportunity to visit many of our regions and summer programs. Having been involved in Kadima, USY, Wheels, and Pilgrimage, and Nativ, I did not expect these visitations to have such a profound impact on my life. However, push the no air-conditioned flight to Canada aside, forget about the ladies sleeping in the aisle of the El Al flight, and disregard USY's Israel taxi driver Rafi, who thought I was Jules Guten. From emergency fire alarms to the largest non-hurricane storm to hit the eastern seaboard when I was with Wheels, I thought these incidents would define my year-long adventures. But boy, was I wrong. Everyone I met had a story. Everywhere I went became an adventure. And everything I watched changed me. When I visited EC Rusi, I met Jesse Herman, an incredible young man with a very kind heart. His energy, humor, and passion for Judaism gave him the talent to lead one of the best mincha services I have ever been a part of. Mincha, for Jesse, became holy. How about Narusi Spring Convention, when two junior USYers flipped the tables on me? No longer was I a USYer, but someone they admired and looked up to. I became their role model, just as so many alumni were for me. I'll never forget when one said, well, I introduced myself, I was like, hi, I'm Josh, and he goes, hi, I'm Eli, and I want to be international president. And the other, named Matt, sat down next to me during the opening session. Not realizing who I was, he did as anybody else in the room and faced the front of the room. But once he knew the position I held, his eyes widened, his goals were set, and he too dreamed of being a Jewish leader one day. My interaction with them was holy. This past summer, my list did not end. Kyle from Group 1 secretly brought me to tears as he asked me to accompany him to the Kotel for the first time. I watched with pride as he fulfilled the promise. He gently placed his ill grandfather's tallis around his neck, slowly approached the wall, and without words had a beautiful spiritual experience. That trip for Kyle was holy. But still, all this aside, why does Judaism matter? As you can see, we are doing astonishing things. I've helped a boy with a learning disability learn Birkot HaShachar this year. I've watched sophomores become educated on Israel advocacy. And my life is different because USY exposed me to halakha, Jewish law. Many commandments are discussed in the reading of Kedoshim, many of which include gifts to the poor, love for every Jew, observance of Shabbat, and keeping kosher. These skills and values are what help us to know what we stand for. In USY, we lead the movement by example and show each other that commitment to an observant life just starts with trying it. Take Iggy, for example, a freshman who went on Wheels East. A freshman who went on Wheels East this past summer. The day he got home, he posted the following online. Quote, "I watched a movie today, drove in a car, ate pepperoni pizza, lots of unkosher and unorthodox things. But what was important to me is that throughout the day, I kind of reflected, stopped, paused, and just sort of relaxed. I doubt you'll ever see me keeping kosher all the time or going to shul every Saturday, but I've gained more of an understanding of what Shabbat means, of what this day of rest and pause is really to me as a Jew and a person. And for the first time, I really don't want to let it go. So as I think back on these last 4 weeks, I thought about what would have happened if I had never heard of USY." End quote. Okay, great, but why does Judaism matter? As I stand before you tonight and deliver my last speech at my last international convention as a USYer, I can officially say that I have formed my own connection with Judaism. I don't know the meaning behind everything we do. Biblical Judaism or history still confuses me, and I cannot read Hebrew as fast as others, but I am getting better. But these limitations or challenges have not stopped me. Growing up my entire life, I was the rare kid who actually loved Hebrew school. I know, crazy. I have kept kosher since I was born, and I've laid tefillin every morning since my bar mitzvah. And for some strange reason, I saved and still have an etrog from Sukkot 2003. Whatever. So although I have not been Shomer Shabbat all of my life, and even though I cannot blow a shofar, so many aspects of this religion ignite a special spark within me and can do the exact same for you. USY in its own way is a mikveh, a Jewish ritual bath that immerses the body in water in order to purify one's soul. Jewish teens walk into our events and seem to drop their baggage or impurities at the door. They enter our dances and conventions, feeling the weight of school. Pressures from their friends and demands of their daily chores simply glide off their shoulders. As we reunite, we continue to build this one-of-a-kind community. This, in return, allows for an overwhelming sense of purity and mental cleansing that permeates through our bodies. Every Shabbos we spend together, we create that separation and make ourselves holy. After hearing our Ruach during opening session, I realized that in the words of Mitch Albom, it's not the answer to my question that we want. It's the search for the answer that's most meaningful. USYers, staff, friends, family, and distinguished guests. I've always wanted to say that. Thank you for joining me this evening. As we begin the 63rd year of United Synagogue Youth, I am proud to have been a part of the transition. For 62 years, we have hoped, believed, and witnessed miracles. Just like that Kabbalat Shabbat service, our Shabbatot and programs have had life-changing effects on so many of our members. While it is hard to believe my time as a USYer has come to an end, I urge you to never forget what you felt this week and what you have heard here tonight. Let it be known that we have a history, we have a future, but most importantly, we have a purpose. Miep Geist, the woman who hid Anne Frank, once said, "We are all ordinary people, but even an ordinary secretary or housewife or a teenager can, in their own small ways, turn on a small light in a dark room." We need to ignite a flame that will shed some much-needed light amongst the conservative movement. Let's get those who have yet to join to become part of this family. We have said no to gun violence, and we will do even more on Wednesday, and have worked towards ending the bullying epidemic. Each year we raise thousands of dollars for our Tikkun Olam Fund, hundreds and thousands of dollars, which benefits numerous organizations worldwide. Unlike anyone else, we put 48 kids on a bus, crisscrossed the country, and showed them what it means to be a conservative Jew in the USA and parts of Canada. This is a place where any Jewish teen can feel welcome, safe, and happy. I want to encourage you for the rest of your IC, for the remainder of your time in USY, and for the rest of your lives, to never forget the holiness that we create each time we come together, and to find what makes you connect to Judaism. Try new things like Iggy, connect to something greater like Kyle, and dream like the Kadimonics of tomorrow. Let your voice and actions paint this world just like that Kabbalat Shabbat service in Jerusalem, which is not a story but real life. I attended it last month. Most importantly, I want you to get excited, get inspired, and get involved, because our Ruach is infectious. Every year we stand up and ask you to go find a friend. Bring him in and let him feel the magic. This year, let's make it happen. Share your story and let them create theirs. Alumni, staff, parents, rabbis, cantors, and teachers, listen to our youth. They will pull you into a dance on a Friday night, show you how to give more run, jump, and scream hugs than ever before, and most of all, they'll make you smile. Steve Jobs said it best. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. As I walked into this very ballroom Saturday night, I saw it all set up. The banners were hung, lights ready, and podium set. Looking around, walking the empty dais, and staring at the beautiful banners, I couldn't believe it. My eyes and my heart, I saw Bus A 2009, Eastern Europe Israel Pilgrimage 2011, Group 8, four ICs, Nativ 32, 35 regional events, and 150 chapter programs down. I felt the emptiness that anxiously awaited the eager rush of teens during opening session. Memories invaded my mind. Images played out in front of me, and the hundreds of friends I have made in this organization seem to be sitting where you are right now supporting me. I got choked up and filled with emotion that I had to leave the room. But this says something. There's something about this organization that makes us feel a certain way. We can't find this feeling anywhere else. It is unique, distinct, and most of all, holy. I stand with Jesse, Elon, Matt, Kyle, every change maker honored tonight, and most of all, Steve Jobs, when I say, we are different, we are special, we are holy, USYers, we are the crazy ones. Thank you. Thank you for letting me serve as your 2012 USY International President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where's Karen? Hey, Karen.